Good morning, everybody. It's Brooke with Mrs. Cog Hill Farm, and I stopped over at the pond area because I saw the goose was off the nest, and then I heard something. I don't know if y'all can hear it or not because the geese are kind of overpowering. But it's a screaming sound. It's a bird and it's a screaming sound. So I got my handy dandy Merlin app out, which it'll tell you the sound of the bird. I'm gonna have to walk away. And I've told y'all about this cool app before, but it's absolutely free. And it is called Merlin. That scream was something I haven't heard before. Birds can make all different kinds of noises. Y'all hear it? That's a killdeer. So most of the time, I know the sound of a killdeer, but that squeal I did not recognize. So as soon as I got my phone out and I hit that Merlin sound app, it told me 3 birds nearby that were making noises. One of them being a mallard. That's mine, a blue jay, and then the killdeer. So I looked down at the pond, and on the edge, she is having a fit. And I don't know if it's the one that hatched the babies here this season or what's going on, but there is some reason she's putting on a show down there. The geese are going to check her out, but what I came over here for was because I noticed that the female goose is off the nest. And while we're on the subject of birds, y'all look at this beautiful butterfly that's enjoying some nectar from this honeysuckle. It took off. It heard Nugget. Nugget, you kind of scare everybody a little bit with your incredible sounds that you and Goldie make. But that butterfly was just beautiful. Where Miss Lady was sitting on some rotten eggs. And I didn't have the heart to take them from her because I knew it wasn't going to be long before she got up. I'm just looking for evidence of shells or something that may have happened because everything's gone. So this is where she was sitting. Oh, no, not everything. Not everything. There's still an egg there. Looks like she covered it up thinking she was going to come back to it. That one egg that I showed y'all had the crack in it. It definitely ruptured. Now let's see. There's her rock. But I'm glad she got up. I was on the verge of going to the local feed store. I saw that they had some ducks in, and I was this close to picking up a baby duck to give her to care for because she's been broody so many times this season, and for whatever reason, she just sits on rotten eggs. And I don't know why that egg wasn't fertile. I don't know what happened to this batch, but she wants to be a mama so bad. I was gonna get her. I was gonna get her a duck, hoping that they still had them, but she's up, and that's all that matters. Y'all hear that? Not the geese. That's the killdeer, and she's running back and forth across the bank over here. I don't know if she's lost her children or what her problem is, but she's sounding an alarm for some reason. As I came over to the area where the Victoria crown pigeons are and the peacocks and Thomas the turkey and some of our bantams we've had for a long time, something caught my eye, and I reached down and picked it up, and I'm going to show y'all what it is. It may just look like sticks to you or feathers to you, but to me it's different because this time last year we had our old peacock, Scott the peacock, and he would shed his tail feathers this time of the year just like these young males are now, but his feathers didn't look like this. These are from our young juveniles, which are standing right here, 2 of the boys, and you can see that they haven't developed that beautiful tail that our old male, their daddy, had, Mr. Scott. Call him Not Scott and not Scott, but it's just a reminder as how time flies, because I feel like it was yesterday when I was picking up those feathers from our peacock that we had loved and adored for so many years, and then, you know, one day we didn't have him anymore, and these feathers are a reminder to me of those days. Then I walked around and I picked up those beautiful feathers, and I looked at his majestic appearance, and I didn't take it for granted, but I just didn't realize how precious his life was to us until after he's gone. And that's what I'm feeling today as I look at these 2 young boys that carry on his life and his blood. I think back on those days when we did have him, and one day they will be beautiful and they will be able to look in appearance as him, but they still won't take his place. And they're enjoying the sunshine right now. They're a year apart. So the one that's on the Loretta and Gus side of the fence, which is this one over here, he's the youngest. And you can tell he really doesn't even have any colors in his feathers yet. While this one on this side is 3 years old, and he's just starting to get some color. Here's another feather on the ground that I'm gonna pick up and just show you the little bit of color that he has coming in. But some of you suggested that I put one of these boys in with Snow White, and I answered a few of the comments and messages saying that that area is not enclosed, and to take these fellas out of their natural environment where they've always been able to roam and be free and lock them up just so she could have a companion and reproduce is not something I want to do. So I was looking for a solution where I could let her have her own offspring and something that she could feel proud of and recreate without taking these boys out of their element, because the 2 of them in with a female would definitely fight, and we don't want that to happen. The reason they don't fight is because there's not a female over here. Their mother went off and laid eggs this season, and I showed you guys where she laid that one time. I gathered the eggs and we tried to incubate them, making her get up, and I thought that she would choose to lay on this property, and she didn't. So she never came back, and her intention was to lay eggs, to sit on them, to hatch out babies, and I didn't feel comfortable taking that ability away from her, to lock her up in a place. And indeed, I'm the one that's, you know, sitting here talking about her loss of life. But it happens. It happens in nature. And the boys, they don't roam. They don't have any reason to leave this property to go sit on eggs. I don't really think that Jason or myself want to put ourselves in a position where we have a female that's going to go off and try to protect her eggs by laying in an inconspicuous place. I don't think that either of us want to go through that again. So if Snow White has a friend that is a peafowl, it'll be raised with her, and you know what it chooses to do is its own choice. But I don't feel comfortable locking those boys up. No, nor did I feel comfortable locking Miss Lewis up. I knew that she was gonna lay eggs, but it was out of my control as to where she chose to do that, and we have not seen her. I'm addressing that because I've had some questions asked about where is your female peacock, and I just kept hoping that she would come out of the woods with some babies, because I did not know where she was nesting, and that hasn't happened. So maybe it's not meant for us to know what happened. I don't think there's any way that she hatched those eggs out successfully and did not bring them back to this property. That's just not, that's not what they do. That's not their, nobody else in this area has peafowl, and she's not living with somebody else. She went into the woods and she didn't come back. And that's nature, that's life, and that's sad, but this is what we have to look forward to, is our 2 male peacocks that without a female, they won't wander. Well, we can't end on that note. I have a positive thing to show y'all, and that is Farmer Jason. You're pretty positive.
I am positive.
You're pretty positive. So the other day, I went down to the old barn where we had a lot of stuff stored away. And I was so excited that I brought it all up here. And y'all may remember some of this stuff from the old farm. It has been piled up and ready for somewhere to go. And it just hadn't been the right time. We hadn't had anywhere to put it. But with this new shop build coming to a close, because you're on the final stretch of installing all the inside lights and everything.
I am. I'll be through with that soon, and then I'm gonna start on the outside lights, and I got everything that I need to put the service on.
To put the service on,
yep.
But then you don't do the actual hooking up of the service. We have to get the power company to come.
Correct.
And we have decided that it would be best if they go underground.
Yeah, we changed our mind and are going underground. It's gonna, cost us a little bit more, but we think in the long run it'd be better.
It will, and simply because there's going to be a pole sitting in the middle of the horse pasture that we would have to kind of just plan everything around.
Plan everything around. 2 poles.
2 poles, that's right. Because one of them would have to come up to the building.
Come up here near the building, and we plan on Brent coming back and putting the front on. We changed our mind, and we're going to put a lean-to in the front. So the pole can't be too close to that, or it hit that. And if it comes out too far here, then it's going to kind of be in the way of where the horse's gate is.
Yeah.
So it was just too complicated. Too
complicated. So underground it is, but you got to finish your inside, which you're on the home stretch.
Yes.
And I just got so excited, Jason. I forgot what all of these signs look like. Now, there's one of them that's pretty important to you, and you probably remember which one that is.
The Cooper Tire one?
No, not that one. Keep going. Turn that next one upside down.
Oh, yeah.
So, if y'all remember Jason's granddaddy and daddy's business, J&S Electric, Alabama Electric.
This was pre-J&S Electric.
Pre-J&S Electric. It was named Alabama Electric.
When Granddaddy had it, it was Alabama Electric. And then when Daddy took over, he kind of changed the name. But, yeah, that's it.
So we grabbed this many, many years ago, back from a pile that was intended to be taken away.
Mm-hmm.
And so glad we did. Of course, the wood on it's rotten, but it has been stored away. And it will be installed in the inside of the shop.
I got to tell you something special about this, though.
What's that?
So this is metal.
Uh-huh.
Back's wood, but this is metal.
Uh-huh.
So Granddaddy, back in the day, there wasn't those magnetized stickers, that go on the side. So he had a gentleman hand paint on the trucks.
Uh-huh.
And that's what that is. That's all hand painted.
That's all hand painted.
Yep. Which is an art that you don't see very much anymore. Used to, everybody that had a business would have someone come hand paint their business name and stuff.
I have an idea.
What's that?
You have pretty good penmanship.
I don't have that though. That's straight. And they did this without any measuring. He had just a stick he held his hand on, and he just freehanded it.
Well, this is something that we both treasure, and it will definitely be displayed inside the shop.
Yep.
So will all of these signs.
Yes.
All of these old signs. Now, I picked you up something yesterday.
You did.
That you kind of like.
I just thought this was cool. Just the old gas pump. It's
the front to an old gas pump.
It's not the whole pump. But,
it's not the whole pump. We would love to have an old pump.
We would like to have an old gas pump, but if a good one deal comes across, we may try to get it. But I kind of want to wait to Brent to get this, so I know exactly where to put it too.
Oh, we don't have to have anywhere to put it. We just get it, and then we find a place to put it.
That's right.
Half of us operate like that, and half of us don't.
That's
right. Yeah, I wanted to show y'all that we have had. Some of you say, this farm doesn't have the charm of the old farm and whatnot, but we've been waiting on the perfect opportunity, and these signs will be displayed inside the shop. I mean, I don't even remember where some of them came from.
Well, I will say a bunch of them. We didn't go down the road and get these.
No, we didn't. We
got
didn't
these
steal
at
them.
Flea markets and
Auctions.
yard sales and auctions, and we just collected them over the years.
And you know, I recently was looking on an auction site. Actually, I'm going to show y'all something I bought at that auction. But upon looking on this auction, there was one that had a lot of road signs.
Really?
Now, we don't need any more because we need to hang ours up and see where, you know, what we're lacking.
Right.
But they are sold at auctions, believe it or not. And it's just, you know, some of it's county auctions when they get rid of old road signs, depending on your state. They do auction off some of the old ones, and some of them, I noticed one of them had bullet holes in it.
I'm sure they replaced it.
Oh, here it is. It was just...
Yeah, I see it.
Is it that one or this one?
Maybe both of them.
I think this one is the way we hung that one up.
Yeah, this got bullet holes all in it.
But you know the state has to replace that. And so, yeah, that's a good example of one that, well, it got taken down for whatever...
For whatever reason.
For whatever their reason was, some of them are turned around backwards. But now something else that I got at the auction that I'm kind of proud of.
Yeah.
But it's going to have to wait until our power gets installed, and you're going to see why. So obviously, this is the area where our horses will reside, as well as Jason will have his shop. So what are you calling it?
The shaborn.
The shaborn.
Yeah, shop and barn, shaborn.
Well, I found something that I thought would be perfect for half of that. I couldn't get one that had like a gas pump on it and this, or I would have gotten that. I would have gotten that too, but we had to take what we could get. And y'all, they had so many of these things that were being auctioned off that I got a deal that I couldn't pass up. And here it is. So y'all know that we are a fan of gates. And this is a brand new set of gates. It is 20 foot by, I want to say it was 7 foot is what was described in the actual auction because of the poles that are built on it. But we're going to use this for the entrance to this shaborn area, and that will be coming from this side over here. When we come in, we don't want our horses to get out, so we got to have a way to get in. Now we will have a walk-through gate as well. I wasn't able to get a beautiful walk-through gate, but hey, you never know what we might find if we keep looking, right, Jason?
That's right.
So, what do you think about these gates?
Oh, I think they're beautiful. I really do, and it's aluminum.
It's
so
aluminum.
You don't have to worry about it rusting.
They're lightweight.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, you're going to need to drive cars in here, obviously, at some point, but the horses are going to be on the back side of the shop. So, every time you drive a horse, every time you drive Willie into the stall, you don't have to open that gate.
No.
The car part will be on the other side of the gate. This will just be in case we need to bring a hay bale in case we need to bring the tractor in to cut grass, whatnot. We got to have a extra wide opening. And I think this was the perfect find and at a good deal also. We're just waiting on the final touches for the power to be installed on your end. We can call the power company. They're going to come underground from this pole that's right here to the shaborn on the corner there, and I think it's just going to work out way better. I mean, it's not going to require 2 power poles being set in the middle of the horse pasture. It wasn't necessarily a looks thing. It was the fact that we couldn't put a fence up, not knowing, you know, where those poles were going to hit. Now we know exactly where the power's going to run, and we have a good feeling where the gates are going to go. But we want to wait till that's done and start working on this pasture. All right, y'all. So Jason and I have fires burning at both ends, so to speak, and hopefully we got a lot of time to do what we need to do, but none of us are guaranteed another day. So as I always try to tell y'all, do something you enjoy, make somebody smile, and I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Until next time,
y'all be good.